All right, my name is Shannon from Creepy Kingdom. I watched this movie at 7 a.m. today, and I loved it. Loved it. So I'm thrilled to talk about it. So my first question is, what drew you to this project, and how does it feel playing Bigfoot?
It's a big responsibility.
It is.
Yeah.
We filmed this movie in the Redwoods in Northern California, and a lot of our crew were people who were very interested in Bigfoot, into the mythology, into the reality of it. And so we didn't just enter a world of making a film about it, but we were actually working with people who have spent a lot of their lives pursuing Sasquatch, understanding the mythology.
Wow.
So it did feel like a big responsibility, because kind of something that I thought of as a little jokey from being from the East Coast and living in the suburbs when it was not really a consideration. A lot of people are very passionate about it. And so, within 2 seconds, I realized, oh, this is the feeling that we should have. There's kind of mixed reverence and curiosity and real sweet hopefulness that one day we will all see them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think too, well, for me, I was hooked on this project as soon as I saw it, and that it ended up in my email. And it seemed to just get better and better with every step. I mean, I love the script. I thought the lookbook was absolutely stunning. And then the fact that we weren't wearing CGI, painted suits. I love the practicality of the prosthetics and the special effects. And then all of that getting placed into the Redwoods and in these incredible environments where Sasquatch belongs and lives it was just incredible.
What type of preparation did you guys have to go through? Because I don't even know. There's so much.
Yeah, no, we did. We had a Sasquatch boot camp where where we learned how to walk, how to grunt in certain ways. We created a little vocabulary list, a dictionary of the way we would use different sounds to indicate different things. And then we learned how to eat in messy ways. So we were sitting on the floor of an office, shoving food in our faces in ways that were so clumsy. But then if you watch, we've watched, apes eat, and it appears the same way. There's kind of an unself-conscious, almost indiscriminate looking way that they can sometimes.
It's funny because I was watching back the rehearsal video of us learning to eat, and we're the conversations we're having are so ridiculous. We'll be we'll put some in and be like, should I let more fall out of my mouth?
Yeah, exactly.
Should I chew less?
Oh my God, I can't. Yeah, there's just so much that it's just amazing, everything that you guys did. Is there anything that you kind of hope people take away from seeing this? Because it does, as funny as cryptids can be, there is a lot about deforestation in it and just nature being overtaken.
I think it's you will take that away from it. That's kind of a that is a part of it. But I think it's also a really touching and emotional story as well. And I think there's a lot of there's birth and sadness and grief, and it's the full sort of human animal experience, and so I think there's a lot to take away from it.
Absolutely.
I think that, and then also our connection to the outdoors and our surroundings. I think it's, as people were so used to convenience and electronics and things like that, and maybe we aren't so far removed from the Sasquatch, and that we really belong outdoors and benefit from being in nature.
Absolutely. Well, from one cryptid fan to hopefully you guys, this was great. I cannot wait for everyone to see it. I'm so excited.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What was the catalyst for your love of Bigfoot, and why make a movie from the perspective of the Sasquatches?
Well, I think the same reason, all of America loves Bigfoot is that it's stolen our hearts. I think that, I think what's interesting to us is the same thing with a lot of people. How what it kind of represents. How it's like a missing link of sorts. The kind of gray area between human and animal behavior, and also how it represents just a connection to the natural world. In general, and I think it's also interesting how, I mean, Bigfoot is so singular to North America, but then, all over the world, different cultures have their own, ape man in the woods kind of myth. And it's endlessly fascinating us that those myths all developed independently of one another hundreds of years ago, and it just speaks a lot about human nature, why we need these stories in our lives. If it's based, the development of human civilization, if we're losing a connection to the natural world, or what, I don't know, but it's interesting that it's interesting seeing that commonality.
Yeah. And what type of research went into creating such a well-rounded look at how Bigfoot interacts and moves and all that?
Well, it's like, we we wanted to use the common tropes that people are familiar with as an entry point, just the most, familiar things that people all agree on in terms of Sasquatch behavior, in terms of their look, and their presence. Then we did a lot of research into people's theories on nest building, tree knocking, all those kinds of things, burial funeral processions, whatnot, and then filled that in with just kind of a pastiche of primate behavior. And then when we all, in the rehearsal stage, the cast and myself, we all got together and then kind of rehearsed, so there's like a uniformity in terms of their vocalizations and physicality.
Wow. And what was, this is like a loaded question, but what was the biggest challenge you guys faced in putting this together?
It's just an unconventional movie, so you gotta find people who are on board with that and who want to do it and can kind of see the project through. And that part of us as filmmakers of pitching it was to kind of like explain it, but you can't really point to a lot of other movies that have tried it before, and some people that was really exciting to see, to be a part of something so different. And I think we just found the right people to work with across the board with it. And it was actually, when you met those people that would get excited about something like this, it was really obvious that we would all kind of be in it together and elevate it to another level. And then technically the hardest part was just we knew what we were getting into with working with these costumes and being under the whole cast being under makeup, and how hard it is to do that kind of work, especially when the creatures are in every frame of the film. But the elements and the weather was always a difficult thing to kind of battle. But the Sasquatch, they don't mind the rain, they don't mind the cold, so everyone else was fine.
The full spectrum of weather conditions was welcome with it. Yeah, and it was important for us we wanted to ground it with a certain, because it's from their point of view, we wanted to ground it with a certain naturalism as much as possible in terms of just the feel of the film. I mean, there's points where it's broader and parts where it's more nuanced, but just aesthetically, we didn't want to shoot on sound stages. We shot in the wilderness, in these ancient redwoods in Northern California, with mostly with natural light, and we didn't want like motion capture CGI creatures. We wanted kind of old school prosthetic creatures for just to kind of ground it with like a tactile naturalism. That was important, just to be able to to connect with them in the aspects of their behavior that you can relate to on a human level.
Well, thank you guys so much. As a cryptid lover, this was great, and I cannot wait. I can't wait for everybody else to see it. So thank you so much.
We made it for people like yourself.
Yeah, we're very curious at how the cryptid community is to
that means a lot. Thank you.
Thank you for watching, and thank you to our sponsors and Patreon producers for making this video possible. Hit the subscribe button so the creepy fun never has to end. This is Hannah reminding you to keep it creepy.